Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Reality Is, where words do come to life. Look, let me make this disclaimer up front. I'm not pushing discrimination. I'm not pushing hate. I'm not pushing jealousy or envy. None of that. But what I am pushing is people being treated fairly across the board. And until we correct this, I have a hard time swallowing what I'm about to present you. And again, it goes back to election time. When we're about to hit election time, it's amazing how much stuff can get done when a candidate is getting ready to potentially run again for office. So they figure if they do all this quick stuff, it'll take our minds off the stuff that we've been dealing with a long time. And I always say, if you want somebody to vote you back in, do what you need to do in the years that there's no election. Let us see your work. Don't talk it, walk it. But we don't get the candidates that walk. We get candidates that talk, but the evidence of that fact is very questionable. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad governor. I'm not saying he's a great governor neither. What I'm saying is you handle COVID good, but that ain't what you can rest on. That's not. You can't rest on that because there are other issues that's been going on before COVID hit. And those things were not addressed. So let me get on with this video. So the title says new laws aim to improve LGBTQ and community in Illinois. All right. So the governor again signed a package of legislation Tuesday aimed at improving rights of the LGBTQ community in Illinois. It talks about the four pieces of legislation expand infertility treatment coverage for same-sex couples and women over 35. Well, what about single women? Period. You negate them? Because there's a lot of single women out here that's having infertility issues and they need infertility treatment. So we don't have no money for them, but we have money. So we skip the people over here and we jump to people over here. And we're going to be fair. Let's be fair across the board. And women over 35. Allow those getting married to choose gender neutral certificates and those already married to have their certificates updated, and address HIV stigma by repealing the HIV criminalization law. Now, other people have HIV. How do you think they feel when you all define help and assistance for a certain area of people and you negate everybody else? How is that fair? So in his little paragraph, he said, today I'll sign 4 new bills into law that advance Illinoisans' ability to live their fullest lives as their truest selves. Well, what about everybody else in Illinois? Living their fullest lives in their truest self. Do you know there's a bunch of people who don't have health insurance, period? Do you know there's a bunch of people that are struggling? Do you know there's a bunch of people out here that's homeless? Do you know that? Y'all got empty buildings around here that you can take some of these buildings and provide these people with shelters. You got veterans on the street, and y'all won't even give a bill to people who serve the country that protect them. No matter if the federal government don't do for them, Illinois should do. When I was working downtown, I saw more veterans downtown. So you're going to look at the LGBTQ community and make sure they're okay and covered and get all they need, and you skip everybody else. How does that work? How does that work? And then he goes on to say, said Governor Pritzker, in our continued efforts to shape a safer and more inclusive Illinois, my administration is on a mission to lift up and empower those who too often have been overlooked or forgotten. Black people have been overlooked for 400 plus years. This some bullshiggity. Understand me when I say this bullshiggity right here. You gonna jump over. Now they just started having issues because they just came out. Some of them got the boldness and the confidence to come out. We've been dealing with this 400 years before, and nobody has protected us to the extent that you're protecting them. And I find something wrong. And this ain't got nothing to do with the with this community. It don't. What I'm saying, what I want you all to understand, I want you to take away from it, because you're going to get what you're going to get. You're going to take what you're going to take away. If you're going to be fair for everybody. There's a need across the board. Stop picking out certain individuals who you want to help. That's discrimination. I don't care how you dress it. That is discrimination. We get looked over from the top to the bottom. When they was doing the hate crime to the Asian, our lovely president wrote a hate bill into law. We've been dealing with hate crime all our life. All our life. Been hosed down, dogs hung on trees, and even in modern times, still hung on trees. Rocks thrown through the window, cars rolling on the N-word. And then you all think this is okay? And somebody is supposed to swallow this with ease? I can't swallow this. I cannot. I will not swallow this until you create a equal system for everybody. So you're talking about they've been overlooked. Well, what about black people? They've been overlooked. Immigrants get more privileges than we do, and we live in this country. We didn't ask to come here. We was drugged here, but everybody else get more privilege than we do. What is wrong with this picture? So often have been overlooked or forgotten. Today, the state of Illinois is taking another step to advance that mission. We'll advance the damn mission for everybody. Why do the LGBTQ community get the one to get special privileges? When we deal with racism, we deal with discrimination. Hell, did y'all forget Laquan McDonald? Did you write a law about that? Did you? You didn't do that? No, not at all. And so many more that happen. And we see this not in Illinois, but across these states. Because I'm not calling them united anymore. Ain't nothing about this country is united for us. It's united for everybody else except for the black people. They get the short end of the stick. They get overlooked, and then y'all want to give them the hardest time ever. And so he goes on to say the package of bills signed into law includes HB 3709, which updates the state's existing infertility insurance law to include LGBTQ and families and single parents, while reducing the wait time for women over 35. And y'all want to halfway take care of the veterans. There's people out here with no insurance. They got to go through the network when you don't have enough money for insurance. And then that ain't cheap. So you look out for everybody. Look out for certain people, but the people that y'all should have been looking out for, you don't look out for. This is an election move. So you figure feed us a little crumbs, but you'll do something great for the LGBTQ community so you can get all them to come out to vote for you and get you back in office. I'm not happy with this. And so he goes on to say, currently coverage requirements are limited in scope, only protecting infertility treatments for women under the age of 35 who are unable to become pregnant after 1 year of trying. There's a lot of women out here, not for this community, LGBTQ community, but there's a lot of women out here who's having infertility issues. You think that's fair to them? I don't know where is y'all mind stuck in the basement on emergency stop? Because clearly your elevator is not going all the way up. And clearly you're not thinking out. And whoever is your advisors, they are not advising you the right thing to do. Now, for the community, they may think it's okay. But when you look at the full picture of what this represents, you're going to be concerned about one area and the hell with everybody else that needs this assistance too. That don't make sense to me. Okay. And then usually Like minimum wage going up, it take a long time. This is going to take effect January 2022. We're already in the eighth, you're ready to go to the 8th month of the year. So this is around the corner. Usually take 2 years for stuff to happen. But that goes to show you can do what you want to do and speed up what you want to speed up when you want to speed it up. All right. So the next one is SB 139, which establishes a process for individuals to correct the gender language on their marriage certificates. Are they going to be charged for this? Because I want to know. Y'all charge for everything else. So you better have a damn charge, a fee on this. Because everything else you got a fee on. By allowing married couples to request a new marriage certificate from the county clerk, free of any gender identifying language. And again, surprise, this will start January 1st, 2022. And so I'm thinking next year must be your year for up for re-election. Go figure. All right, so here we go. Next one, HB 2590, which creates a uniform standard that county clerks must adhere to for name changes on marriage certificates. This bill creates a uniform standard that county clerks must adhere to for name changes on marriage certificates. This is the same standard when making legal name changes on government documents such as birth certificates and driver's license. County clerks can issue new marriage certificates if the marriage occurred in Illinois. Again, is there going to be a charge for this? Because again, you all charge for everything else. And if you hit our pockets, you need to hit theirs too. And then let me say this. Are your clerks going to be nice? Because some of the folks is nasty as hell. They should not even be working for the city. Because their attitude sucks. It sucks. All right, moving on. So the next one that he signed for the LGBTQ community is HB 1063, which repeals an HIV criminalization law. The new law modernized the approach of public health regarding HIV in Illinois by decriminalizing the transmission of HIV. Currently, individuals living with HIV face the threat of arrest, prosecution, and incarceration due to their HIV status. Why would you arrest somebody if they have an HIV status? Why you arrest people that's because they have a black status? But y'all do it. So again, you're picking and choosing what you want to change, who you want to help, and how you want to help them. So this lets me know you all can do what you want to do. You can fix this problem, but you choose not to. It goes on, this legislation amends the Unified Code of Correction to remove the state's attorney ability to request the results of an HIV test if it is relevant to prosecute the charge of criminal transmission of HIV. The bill also amends the AIDS Confidentiality Act so the disclosure of HIV-related information will no longer be able to be released. So you're covering their information. Are you covering everybody else's information? Because if you're going to do it, let's be fair across the board. And again, please understand me when I say I'm not dinging, I'm not pushing against, the LGBTQ community. I'm not. What I am saying, and I hope you take away, and if you take away, you take away. If you don't, you don't. I don't care. Fairness across the board. Don't do for one that you're not going to do for everybody else, that you're not going to do for the Hispanics, you're not going to do for the Asian, you're not going to do for the Puerto Ricans, you're not going to do especially for black people. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because every community, everyone has an issue. But seems like as of late, you all picking out what you want to address and how you want to address it, and they negate the bigger issues that's going on. Now they just started having problems because what is this? 3 years that they've really been out and pushing for the agenda, and here we are, black people. We protest, we march, we make phone calls, and we get arrested for standing up for our rights. We can't get our voice heard. We can't get no laws. We can't get no amendments. We can't get nothing. But everybody else can get their needs met except for us. And then you finish it off and you say, these pieces of critical legislation are a commitment to justice. That's a bunch of bullshit. Commitment to justice is being fair across the board. Commitment to justice is letting people out of jail that has not been to trial. Commitment to justice is not arresting people for the color of their skin. Commitment to justice is not leaving our veterans on the street without somewhere to stay. Commitment to being fair and justice is not arresting people who have mental issues. Y'all not being fair. You're not. You prosecute who you want to prosecute. And depend on the situation, the circumstances, and the color of the skin. And all I'm saying, as you say, this is said Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton. And Juliana, you was on the west side of Chicago, so you should know better. So you don't get no kudos from me neither. We will continue this important work of ensuring Illinois is an inclusive state that is safe for members of our LGBTQ community to be their authentic selves and live free from discrimination. What about black people? We can't be our authentic selves. We get arrested for being black. Again, I'm not with this. I'm not with this at all. Nope. What about black people? How you gonna make them safe and don't make us safe? We go through more shit than what they go through. And we don't get no props, no help, no laws, no nothing. We don't get none of that. None of it. We got to fight. We got to protest. We got to tell people, well, call your senator, call your governor. What about your state representative? And I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I said this in one other video, and I'm going to upload this video because I'm telling you, when Pride was happening. Now, understand, I know people that's in the LGBT community, and I'm not discriminating. I'm not hating on nobody. But what I want you to understand, be fair. We had a show of women who got on. They had all their face made up with all the colors. Hear me when I say, even our vice president represented it, standing out for the LGBT community. You all know what I'm saying. If I mess it up, forgive me. But I'm perturbed about this one. But then when Juneteenth came along, I didn't see our vice president. I didn't see them lovely ladies advertise for Juneteenth. When we going to wake up, people? How long are we going to sit here and let them walk all over us and give everybody else rights and protection for we realize that we're not getting nothing? Not one iota are we getting. And it pissed me off to see that our lovely president, as much as he say, that he's open to change and changing some things, when you wrote a hate bill in for Asians and we've been hated on, shall we run the list? Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, George Floyd. Should we run the list? Do we have to keep running the damn list before you all understand that we are just as important? Your ideals come from us. How you wear your hair comes from us. How you sit in your damn car comes from us. The music you listen to comes from us. Hell, the White House that you walk the halls in was built on the backs of slaves with their bare hands. And y'all got the audacity, the nerve to cover everybody else except for us? That's some bullshit. Totally. And I ain't cool with it. And if anybody is okay with this, y'all need to check yourselves. For those who's in the entertainment business, how hard do you have to fight because of the color of your skin? Your white counterparts get paid more than you. Come on now. Enough is enough. And I ain't happy. I'm not. And I think y'all done forgot. Y'all done lost y'all damn mind for real. Totally lost your mind. This ain't cool whatsoever. It's not. And I'm not okay with this at all. So y'all need to fix it. Some legislation need to be rolled up for black people. And until then, your campaign trail is going to be rough. Because every time y'all put something up, until I see something that's going to benefit us, I'm going to make a video. Every time you do something that you're going to look out for somebody else, I'm making a video. And for those who sit back and don't see nothing wrong with this, shame on you. People that serve their country, homeless. Why? We shouldn't have not no homeless person living nowhere with all these abandoned schools that's sitting here. And the same people y'all listen to, the same preachers, the same organization, then the one you go with. You go with that. But y'all don't give a damn about us as black people. You don't. You didn't give a damn about us then, and clearly you don't give a damn about us now. It's been proven. It's not even, what is this? So August, September, October, November, December, January. That's 6 months. The laws will go in effect. Usually take a year or two before y'all even push laws in. Hell, you can't get minimum wage to go up that quick. But here you are doing it for the LGBTQ community. You're getting all that stuff done. They getting medical care. They going down there. They able to get stuff changed with no problems. You wrote into legislation. You wrote into law. But where's our protection? Where's the fairness for us? Where is it? Because I don't see it. So until you come to the table with an article that I can see some changes, to hell with all of y'all. For real. And that's just how I feel. To hell with you. Because y'all full of it. Y'all full of it. Totally. From the top all the way down to the bottom. This crosses every state, city, land, and country. Ridiculous. Black Lives Matter. People protesting for the loss of lives. And people for the insurrection of the Capitol. Y'all still have not done your due diligence. And you got videos with them beating and swinging sticks and bats and flags and sitting on people's desks with their feet up, and ain't nobody been to justice yet. I ain't seen that. But we see, I just saw last week, arrested a man for protesting for voters' rights. He black man, but y'all arresting him. So you looking at everybody else coverage and y'all just throwing our asses clean in the jail. Just willy-nilly, just lock us up. Like, we don't have no constitution. We don't have no laws. We don't have our First Amendment that we can speak. So we have laws that only apply to the white people, but it don't apply to us. How does that work? Wake up, people. Wake up. That's all I'm saying. Something wrong with this picture. And even though we have a black vice president, and even though in the Governor Prescott you have a black lieutenant governor, what does that mean? What does that really mean? Because we ain't getting no benefits. None. I ain't seen no benefits yet. I ain't seen us be protected from being falsely accused, wrongful conviction. I ain't seen none of that. We got people sitting in jail that should have been at home a long time ago. And y'all stalling. These chief judges, these state's attorneys, y'all full of it. Y'all get up here for these campaigns about, oh, we understand there's a problem and we're working on criminal justice reform. You work on what you want to work on and think that's going to get you over. No, ma'am. No, sir. They ain't working this time. That's all I'm saying. All right. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm done. Well, that completes another episode of Reality Is, where words do come to life. I hope that you have enjoyed the conversation that we talked about. Please leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you too can know when I upload other videos. Thank you for tuning in.